Welcome to Online Game Freaks. This is Freaks, and thank you for joining our continuing episode on taking on the hardest challenges in Scrap Mechanic. We're currently enjoying our workshop, and as you can see here, we have some new guests in the workshop. And you can see here two versions. There's a Mk.1 in white and the Mk.2 in the yellow. And they're not brilliant, but they do get about, and you can see they do wrestle from time to time. And I think they're up for some challenges. So I want to take them over to the maze and see what they can do in a real environment. What we're going to do is I'm going to take these apart and I'll show you how we assembled them so that you can do them yourself and make your own little ant units. And we'll start with the Mk.1. I think he's our first easy challenge. And you can see how he's put together. And I got a nice, my work table here is just tile I've painted black, and it makes a great contrast for projects. So let's get out the wiring tool, and you can see how this is put together. It's not too bad. There's one controller here that controls the wheels, and the controller is just turned off and on by the sensor not having a target, something in range, and a switch being on, and that's it. So let's go ahead and take it apart. He'll be all right. He won't feel a thing. The first step with this, we'll start with a controller, the body, if you will. We'll start there, and we know we need a sensor right on top. Right, you know, you can pick which way alignment you like, and we know we need a gate for the sensor to turn things on and off with the switch. So there's that, and we need a switch. We'll just put these together like so, and then I need an AND gate right here. We'll put it at the back. It's like kind of like the tail, and there you go. Oh, we'll give him his little light right on top. Boop. There we go. Okay, now the trick to this is getting the wheels underneath it when it's in this shape. So one thing you can do is you get the lift out of the way, just add some temporary blocks like this, take it off the lift and put it back on. And the lift wants to, put it back on, the lift wants to be in the center. And now it's out of my way. And I can lift it up and get underneath. And that's how we get the wheels on. Like this. All right, and I want one's front. Like, it's got a heavy front, so we're gonna put it all the way in the front. That'll be the first axle, if you will, and the other one we're gonna put in the back and just short of the tail. That should balance it out pretty good. And like that, and that's the build. That's the building part of it. It's that quick, that easy. It wasn't that many parts, and I think, yeah, I used them all. You never know if you got a bolt left over. So now it's just a matter of wiring, and what we wanted to do, of course, is I'm going to use this gate up here as our NOR gate for the sensor. Just meaning if you get a sensor, if the sensor gets a hit, you can turn things off. But if you're clear, you're fine. And we'll set the sensor to 4. He needs a little room to turn, so you don't want it to get too close. So maybe 5. And then now that if there's nothing in front of it, it's good. It can go to our AND block, which is what turns on the controller with the switch. The switch has got to be on, and there's got to be nothing in front of it for this to roll forward. And then this guy, we're just going to put to all the wheels. Left side, then the right side. Just like that. And that's the wiring. And from here, it's just programming this. Here's the trick. What I do is, I'm going to make one side of it go a full 360, and the other side is going to go a little slower. Yeah, maybe like 2/3, right around here. And you can tweak the numbers to get it to how you like. And what happens is, as he's rolling forward, he does turn as he rolls, but when he stops because he sees something, it rewinds a little bit to its stop point. And since it's rewinding unevenly, it actually turns it a little. It's not a lot, but it's enough that it actually wiggles its way around the room like a worm. Again, not smart. Just kind of like a little cat roaming around the room, sniffing the walls. So here, we'll give it a 2-speed here. You can adjust this as you want. But this is the trick right here. An uneven speed will make it kind of circle around the room, and even when it backs up a little bit, it'll turn sharper. Kind of like the old RC cars that would go forward, and you'd hit the button, and they just turn backwards to the left, and then go forward again. And in theory, if I hit this switch, double checking, this should work. And there, oh, one thing we didn't do is set our bearings. Always set your bearings. So here he goes. He's looking, you can see it's turning a little bit because the uneven programming in the controller. So it is moving at a little bit different speed. And if I get in front of it, it rewinds the bearings and turns even sharper. It's like, oh, hey, something's in front of me, and it stops moving the one wheel and tries to turn it. So you get this ability to navigate with so few parts, and it's so small and cute. I think it's a great Mk1 for our ANT system, Auto Navigating Technids. That's what I'm calling these. These are Technids. I didn't have a better term. They're not scrap bots. They're something else. It's going to be my bots versus theirs, and my bots are Technids. Now Mk.2 is a little smarter, and it not by much. I only added a few extra parts. I did scale up to the tires because I did think I wanted to put this particular one through some testing, and I did add a second controller, which gives us a lot more flexibility, and just one extra logic gate. So not too much, just an extra controller, extra logic gate, and I did add an extra sensor because one of the flaws with these systems is they have a single beam of vision, and it's, you know, you can see they're already wider than that, so if anything catches here, they can't see it on either side. For the little guy, it tends to just roll off his shoulders for the most part, he's fine. But for the big guy, his tires, he wants to climb up everything. He's like a horny dog. He just gets on top of everything. So let's take it apart, and we'll take it piece by piece, walk you through it. Building the Mk.2 is very similar to building the Mk.1. It starts with the same process. Find our controllers, like so, and our logic gates. And I need a couple extra blocks. The tires are big. They demand a little bit bigger of a support under it, so we'll just beef it up a little bit with logic gates. And let me, in fact, I'll put the blocks in the middle to make it a little longer, and maybe the logic gates here. Put the blinky lights up so at least I can see what it's thinking. Like that, and then the last logic gate behind, or the last controller rather. There we go. That looks better. And then bearings, space them out on the ends so you got room for your tires. Like so. And we'll put the tires on just to make sure. Yeah, they're going to be plenty of room, just like that. Well, the word plenty might be a little stretching it. Oh, let me put a extension on this so we can reach the center. There we go. I'm liking this platform I'm building on. This new workshop is working out great for me. Grab the other tire. There we go. That's the deck. Got that done. Okay, get back here. Oh yeah, you can't put a lift on a lift. Now that you got the platform complete, we can put the sensors on it. And these, in this case, the sensors have to go out just a touch so they don't hit the tires. So you extend it a little bit, some poles, like that. And then we can attach our sensors to those. And they'll be right in front of the tires. So if anything is going to be clipping with the tires, it'll see it coming. Any forward-facing direction. There we go. Now that we've got it assembled, we can start the programming. And, oh, did I get the... It needs the on switch. Oh my God, that's usually where I like to start. I like having that metal in the middle. It just gives me a little base to build on. And so let's go ahead and start with the sensor. It's going to need to go to a NOR gate, and we're going to use this one right behind it. Just to say, hey, I see something. You need to stop. That's our NOR gate. That's going to go into the AND gate with the switch. So it has to be on and it has to be clear before it will decide to turn on. So I'm going to give it a little short range. I think it's an 8 for this big guy. So now we've got the sensor part picked in, and that's going to go into the controller on the right. That's this guy here. There we go. And then this goes into this controller. Like so. So it has to be true that nothing's in front, and you can see the sensor turn on and off right there. If I block it, it turns off. The switch isn't on, so that one won't light up. So if I like turn this on, it won't light up. Now if I get out of the way, that one will light up. So now it's true, it would be rolling if the controller was set to roll. So that's the logic for that side, and then the logic for the other side is very simple. When switch on, you roll. Nothing else. This particular version is always in motion. This side's always going to turn if the switch is on. It's just, is it going to stop on this side and allow it to pivot? If that's wired, and I think we're down to, oh, you gotta have the switch going to the light, of course. And this sensor goes to the same NOR gate. So kind of double vision. And if I really wanted, I could put 2 more right in front in the middle and give it a full panel. Right now, it does have a blind spot, like dead center. So if it hits a pole, it'll just get stuck. It doesn't know there's anything there, and it'll just try to indefinitely hump the pole. It's what it looks like. But otherwise, it's good. And, you know, sensors are only money, right? So you can actually slap, and they don't have to be far, right? This is an 8, and this is 8. But you don't need a level 5 sensor to look 8 distance. I think they may do that right out of the box. Brand new sensor right out of the box can see 4. All right, so you would need to upgrade it. I think you do need to see at least 8 and have the ability to adjust in between. But maybe for the little guy, you know, the Mk.1, a brand new sensor would be enough to get you going. And you can upgrade as you go. Okay, so now he's smart. Let's give him some legs. Let me turn the switch off. I don't start crawling around on me. So 360 on both sides. It's not hard. Boop, boop. You program it. The loop, and you set the speed. We're gonna go there. Why are you rolling? Controllers act weird, man. I really gotta say. All right, that one's set, and that one 360. I'm gonna set it here. I need to make sure they're going the same speed. Yeah, they're good. Roll. Oh, this one I didn't set to loop. Very important. And I think that's it. Let's give it a test flight. See how he does. Didn't like being dropped on the ground, but he'll get over it. Turn him on. See how he does. Oh, I got a bearing backwards. You can tell already. Like these guys. Hey, well, it'd be easier if I don't have to catch them. Stop. Switch. Hey. Ooh, feisty. Well, I'm gonna like this guy. He's already feisty. And there's the bearings rewinding. As you can see, it's trying to stop. You go that way. You go that way. Let's test our Mk.2. Go get him, Tiger. See how he does. So far, straight runway. I think the sensors are on, yeah, they're on 6. So he should get pretty close and try to turn. I might be a little too close. See how we do here. Oh, all right. It's pretty good. Like, oh, there's a corner. There's the safety rails. And yeah, see, it gets even a little tickle on either one of these. So it's like, well, I need to turn. It's still moving. You're gonna crawl behind there? It's like a cat getting stuck behind the couch over here. All right, let me help you out, big guy. This is a completed Mk.2 of my Technids. You know, well, and I think let's take them both out for a walk to the maze, and we'll see how they perform in a real-world scenario. I don't know why. I just can't resist the urge. You get these invasive thoughts in your head, and you're like, hey, I was on a plan, we're on a mission, or I was doing a task, and everything seemed to be going perfectly well in order, and then you see something that distracts you, and you can't resist. And this is one of those moments. This has nothing to do with my ant army or Technids. This is, I see a giant ramp, and I want to see what happens when we send it. Oh, he sticks it. Oh, all right. Not bad. Okay, and let's start with our Mk.1. I don't have big hopes that he's going to race through this maze, but let's see how far he gets before he just decides he would rather just not. All right, this is it, okay? That's a wall, little guy, okay? Just don't hit the wall. All right, he's already off to a great start. He's leaving the maze. Oh, and he found a corner. Okay. That's it. There you go, guy. Go have fun. Okay, we'll check on him later. He'll probably just get stuck on the first thing he finds, but we have real hopes for our Mk.2. You got all day. Let's see what you can do. Here we go. Why don't you just smash right into the wall? Nope. Ooh, gotta turn. It is going fast, so it got really tight just because of the speed. Oh, and he's just gonna keep going in circles because he doesn't know how to turn left. Hey, buddy, you're doing awesome. But I can see now we need the ability to turn the other direction, and that of course is the next generation of these. You can see here that is the weakness for it, to be able to figure out a maze where it can't just follow one wall, because it's going to keep turning right. We're back at the lab, and I couldn't resist taking a stab at that maze again. Let's try for an upgrade, a Mk.3, and I think the main problem is it doesn't know where it is a little bit, and knowing where the walls are, I think will help. So I think we're going to add sensors. I think that's what's going to help a little. It may not be the solve, and it may be just me. There's probably just so much I can figure out so far today, but let's give it a try. Okay, I did a thing. I couldn't accept defeat on the Mk.2. So I actually was working on the Mk.3, and I was trying to film it, and it became just gibberish because I was like going round and round in my head. I finally broke out a piece of paper and I sketched it, and I just got absorbed, and I just got into it, and it just what happens with Scrap Mechanic. I found it to be a puzzle that I had to solve. I ended up with a 3-sensor system. So I have one to the left, I have an array in the front that all just looks forward, and then one on the right. And basically, I use those to feed the left and right turning, simply, as well as a reverse. I mean, yeah, believe it or not, I went to a reverse. Because my system, I just didn't want to admit defeat. I'm like, don't get stuck, do stuff, right? Just keep trying was my thought here, and you'll see how that plays out in a moment. So once I had this established, I'm like, well, I've got the sensors, and I've got the directions I need to go. So from there, it's just a matter of what are the combinations that I need to account for. So the first combination is all the sensors are open and it's working. So I had to make sure I had, every sensor's clear. So just turn both of these on, and I'll use a different block here. But you'll see these rules start to add up. So I need one that says, hey, everybody is clear, move forward. And then I needed the opposite, which is everybody is blocked. And in that scenario, here, I'll put it down here. That's a reverse scenario, right? So now I'll put it with the light. There we go. That's the reverse scenario. So then I accounted for, okay, I've got all blocked, all not blocked. Then it's gonna be, what if just this gate is blocked, or just this sensor rather, right? This sensor's blocked, that sensor's blocked, and just this sensor. Then I had to do the combos. What if these two sensors are both blocked, or these two sensors are both blocked? And then, oddly enough, I had to do one where this sensor and this sensor are blocked, but this one's free. And here is our bot. As you can see, it's a turtle. I even did some painting. It's basically a turtle. A couple things I left open because as I'm troubleshooting, like these red ones are sensors. There's even the third red one down there. And these bright green ones are the OR gates that I plugged in all the logic. And you can see here, there's really 2 layers of it, all the logic on top, plus controllers and a few more logic gates underneath. But it's still pretty compact. It's a bit of a rover, but it's cute. I've got these forward antenna, and you can see I've angled them, and they not only angle, they move. And that's just to feed a little bit of randomness into the system. Because if it just gets stuck and nothing changes, it's just stuck. So by wiggling the antenna or the sensors, I'm adding some variableness to it for it to keep trying. Let's try it on the maze part itself. Let's get clear of the truck, and we're gonna point it down on a road. Here, you go face that way. And we'll see how it does. No guarantees it's gonna complete the maze, but this guy is just gonna keep trying. All right, go for it. There we go. It pushed itself away from the wall a little bit, and that's why it's centered up, and now it's just proceeding through the maze. That's coming up. I think left is towards the tree. That would be the middle. That would be the halfway point. And something I would call a complete and total win. I absolutely would just be so excited. I'm hoping that left bias is doing the old, you know, just if you're in a maze, just follow one wall, and I'm hoping that will work here. You got this. You got this, little guy. Well, he's not so little anymore. He has definitely grown up. The Mk.3 A.N.T is a beast. Look at that. He's done it. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. He's almost there. Look at this. He has found, and I haven't picked him up. I have not interfered. He has done this all on his own. He has found the center of the maze. There we have it. A very successful Mk.3 A.N.T, you know, our Autonomous Navigating Technid. This is the Mk.3. I don't know what we'll call him, but, oh, hi, guy. My goal for today is complete. We have a full ant line. Right now, we are at a Mk.3, and it's pretty good. We'll have to see what Mk.4 is. You never know. I might slap a gun on it or something and get crazy. But for now, I think this is excellent. A welcome addition to my growing Technid army. I want to thank you for watching. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've learned a few things, maybe got some ideas. Maybe you have some ideas to share with me. I appreciate that with your like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time in game.